Wow, that's such a beautiful moment. Moments like these are the ones that shape my way of seeing the world. However, why do I sometimes still feel like I am a mess? That I am a mess, but in many ways. Not only as a person, but what it takes to be a person. Let's say socially, mentally, academically, I feel like I am a mess and that I'm doing my worst. And what if I do my best? Well, I won't lie to you, I've tried many times to do my best, and I still do, actually. But what if someone then comes and does the thing that you're trying to do in such a greater way than you, that you feel just like you are doing your worst and that you could be better? From that, comparison comes, and obviously that's not good for mental health, especially in teenagers. We are just forming our identity, and it is difficult to be ourselves. Actually, I won't lie to you, I still feel like I'm not being myself when I'm with other people. Most of the time it's hard to deal with that, but also the truth is that through every conversation and interaction you have in your everyday life, you are still discovering new things from yourself by yourself. Now, the idea of productivity has really spread nowadays through social media, maybe even between you and your friends. That idea of always doing something or being enrolled in something. Although productivity may allow you to have better opportunities and to develop yourself as a person in the way that you want, it also has been related to certain issues that are important to take into account. For example, anxiety, depression, burnout. And even though anxiety and depression may sound very common to you, maybe you have heard it a lot of times, that doesn't mean they aren't important. Dealing with even low levels of anxiety, of depression every day, it is still very difficult because those issues are still there. They exist. Obviously, if you don't want them to develop more, if you don't want them to go bigger and bigger and just affect many aspects of your life, you should treat them even when they are low. You don't have to wait until they are bigger to notice that they are affecting your life. I'm not saying that productivity, that if you are productive, you are going to have anxiety or depression. I'm not saying that. The thing is that if you have the idea of productivity, but you feel like it just doesn't sound with you, like it doesn't go with your personality or with your values, and you just have other way of working, another way of thriving in order to achieve your goals, then you shouldn't consider being productive. I've had this idea of productivity like until nowadays. Let's say that I'm a victim of this culture, as I call it, okay? It started as idea of being more efficient with your time, of maybe doing different things and managing them properly. But right now, I think it has become into the idea that if you do more and if you dedicate most of your time, and if you are constantly doing things and you are not wasting any time in, and you don't rest, you just work and not even have time to go out with your family, with your friends. And even if you Even if you go out with them, you have to still be doing something, maybe reading or doing something productive with your friends. Like if you don't do that, otherwise you are like out of that culture and you are in your own life. You're just seeing different, you are just seeing different. And I'm not talking in general terms, because obviously it is not like that in all places. I'm just seeing it from one perspective. I'm gonna be honest, I sometimes really feel a lot of pressure when I see others working and that I'm just resting, taking a nap, or even just not doing nothing, just thinking about something else and not actually working on real life, but instead working things out on my mind. When I feel that way, I feel behind. I feel like I'm not doing enough, and then I have all that of that chart in my head, and it's like it is a heavy weight that I have there until I arrive home, and I think that I should be doing more. Even though that pressure is there, I think it is not enough to force me to do work. Maybe it's not that it is not enough, but maybe if it was enough, I think as humans we shouldn't work just only by pressure all the time. We should work but by just taking action. And that's one of the most important but difficult things to do in this life. When you put things on paper or when you just have them on your mind, they sound easier than when you actually do them. Pressure, the idea of pressure. I work very well when I have pressure on myself or when someone else puts pressure on me. Okay, pressure. It often forces us to do things without us even wanting to do them. For some, it allows them to work faster. It allows them to work better in their own terms. But for me, I'm gonna be very honest, like just some weeks ago, I've just procrastinated such a lot of things that I didn't want to do due to the fact that I'm feeling bored about school. I'm feeling tired about it. Not school, but studying. Studying is something I really like doing, but it's just that right now I feel like it is not time to do it. You may be thinking, okay, but follow your plan. Like, don't focus on your emotions right now because your future is gonna be in risk if you don't take action and if you just consider your emotions right now. I listen to you, but the thing is that last year I had that mindset. I just worked by my plan. I didn't take a lot of time to think on my own emotions, and I had a lot of consequences that I still suffer from nowadays. So at the present time, if I don't want to do something, well, not if I don't want, but if I don't have the energy to do something, then I just don't do it at that time in which I'm thinking I should be doing it. Maybe I just wait a little bit, I rest, I go do another thing, and then come back to my place of working. And if I have enough energy, I do it. Because if I force myself to do it at the time in which I don't want to, then that's not efficient. According to studies, like when someone rests, when someone has enough sleep, when someone just takes rests, mind works better as well as your body. So that's another argument why I feel like the culture of productivity is not positive at all. Like, it's not, like, it should be taking other things into account. So maybe you were wondering why I felt like a mess sometimes. Now I guess you understand the answer, right?